Hello, welcome to Intro to Sociology, and I'm glad to be your online instructor for this next semester. My name is Jan Todd, and I am both on campus and do online, so I'm really glad that we're going to get to share this experience. I'm not sure many of you have had any sociology in your past, but one thing I think about this subject is it's really fun to study people, society, groups and how we organize things, and it creates some of the best discussion. And so I hope that that's something that you are looking forward to. I want to explain a couple things about how we do the online class. I have everything set up on modules. So you have 15 modules. You'll have 1 week off on Thanksgiving. I just stopped doing anything on that week because you'll be doing a lot of discussion work. There are 4 quizzes that I make sure to know your vocabulary. And then there's 2 exams that are timed with an hour and a half, but I give about 5 days for you to sign on and try to take that exam. Also, there's a final project, and the project involves taking a social problem or something that involves the campus, doing some research on that social problem, and then presenting it in an uploaded voiceover. And I have some instructions on that on the actual assignment. If you've never done a PowerPoint or a Prezi or some sort of a Google slideshow that uses voiceover, but I will have some examples, and I found it to be quite effective. And you'll also peer review each other, so I'll probably have 2 or 3 assigned on that final week. I typically don't do a final exam, so that's the thing you need to know is I'm not a final exam person. Your 2 exams will count equally in the semester, and it's basically to have you integrate everything you've learned as far as the vocab and understanding how to apply that, and also to do 2 essay questions per exam that use documentaries as the background. So you'll have something to compare that sociological imagination, which we'll talk about, to for your answers on that. One thing I'm also want you to know that's very important is that I take seriously any questions you might have, and email is not always my favorite way to communicate because it takes so long for people to go back and forth. So I'm giving you my cell phone number to text. I'm a huge text fan. I answer as quickly as I can if I'm available, and I've had good response from other students for that availability. That is important, especially if you can't, for example, put a post up or do something on time and an emergency comes up. If you text me and we've communicated, I usually am able to help you out with that. So I did discuss kind of the idea. I want you to look at the modules. If you've never done online before, I want to make sure you're clear as to how to use Canvas for that, how to upload files, all that kind of fun. So if you have any questions, that's the first thing I would say is maybe contact me. And I'm going to do a week from now, we're going to try to send out a post for some response, a discussion for some response, to do what we call a conference. And a conference is real easy. We all sign on. It's through Canvas. I'll set up the time, and there's a little chat beside the box, but then also if you have a vocal question, we can turn on the microphone. You can do this from your phone. If you haven't got a computer with a computer screen that allows you to do some sort of video, then I encourage you to join on the phone because that tends to be as easy as getting online with the conference with your PC or Mac or whatever you use. But we're going to discuss one important aspect right now, and I'll share with you, I guess not discuss, but I want you to be aware that there will be posts that are due, and that's our main form of me knowing that you're getting the material. And it's a discussion response. And so what you'll do is you'll go into the discussion for the week after listening to a video lecture, which I give a video lecture every week, and I post that. You can look at that at your own convenience. The posts will typically be due by 11:59 p.m. on Wednesday, and then responses from the rest of the class that will be due by Friday, and I can see how you're interacting, and I'll also interact with you on occasion. Sometimes I will not interact in the post itself, but we'll interact with the sidebar with comments. It just depends on, one, my timeline as far as being able to interact with the posts or not, but I really try to do that if I can in the first few weeks especially to kind of get the idea of how we communicate that way. Those posts, I'm not going to be super picky on how, you use your wording, but I will say this: when we come to the essay exams, I especially want you to work on sentence structure and making sure to really think out your responses on those. So don't worry about it as much on your posts. I'm not going to be a stickler on that. I really just want to see what you're thinking, or hear what you're thinking, read what you're thinking. But I also want to make sure that you're not having something in the way of those posts, because we do those every week. Again, we do take a vacation time on Thanksgiving, and there is a final week that I don't do much of a lecture or expect much of a response to get you ready for your final presentation. So that's all I think you need to know at this point. Please take time to look at the syllabus. It's uploaded in the syllabus section. It will give you an idea of kind of how I set up the modules, and then allow yourself some time to ask me some questions over this weekend or over the next week. I look forward to us getting online, working this out, learning a lot about sociology. Welcome to class. Oh, cell phone number if you need me, 913-553-0267. I'll put them at the end of every slideshow, and I'll also put them in the announcements as often as possible so that those numbers are there for you if you need to text me. Thanks. Welcome to fall semester.